Hello friends, in this video we will see how to create users and groups. So Linux is a multi-user operating system, so more than one person can log in to a system at the same time. Creating a user is nothing but creating an account. So when we create an account, we have to create account password for the account. Only root users can add, remove or modify the accounts. So we will see how to create an account. First we will see using graphical user interface. I'll click on Kickoff Application Launcher and I'll go to Applications, Administration. The last we get users and groups. You can also go in you can also type search here. You can type user, so you'll get the option here. So you can click on users and group. So currently I have one user. So if I want to create one more user, I'll click on add user. So I'll say the username would be Ramesh. The full name is Babu. I'll give the password. So this way I can say login shell would be /bin/bash. Create the home directory /home/Ramesh. Create a private group. So when we select this option, it will also create a private group for the user. So we don't have to give the user ID, group ID. So it automatically gives, the Fedora gives the user ID automatically. So we can also specify manually if we want. So but I'll leave it. I'm not going to enter manually. So I'll say okay, the user account will be created. So you can see the login shell, the home directory, all the options are shown here. So you select this and you can see the properties here. You can change the password, you can change the account informations, enable account expiration. You can say this account will be expired on such date, year. So when the account expires, the files are not deleted from the account. Only the user is made inactive. He will not be allowed to log in. So you can say password expiration, how many days the password should expire, so that the user has to change the password after so many days. So you can specify that, and you can also add the user to many groups. So this way we can use create users. So whenever we create a user, private group is also created for that user. So it will have group ID 500, 501, same as your user ID. So if you want to add groups, we can click here and say we can add a new group called Mac Computer. So you can add a new group and you can add members. Select this. You can go to properties. You can say few members. You can add few members to this group. You can add Mac. You can add root, you can add Ramesh to this group. So this way we can add members to the group. So I'll close this window now. Now we'll see how to create users through command line. I'll right click and say click on console. So we get a console terminal. This is also called as terminal. So to create a user, we should be root. We should log in as a root. So I'll switch user, I'll say enter. So now I've logged in as root. So I can use user add command. So before creating a user, we'll see what are the default configuration the user gets. Say -d. So he'll get the default group ID as 100, but this will be not followed by Fedora. So it follows from 500 as we saw earlier. So home for directory will be under /home. So inactive -1 is, the meaning of -1 is it is not being used. So whenever there is a positive number, it's the number of days when the account expires, the files will not be deleted. Once the time expires, the number of days after the expiry, if it's +3, if the account expires today, after 3 days, all the files related to that user will be deleted. So we can also set the expiry date, and the default shell will be /bin/bash, and the default configuration will be obtained from /etc/skel directory. We'll see what's in the /etc/skel directory. Okay, so these are the files which are available in the /etc/skel directory. So these files are copied to the user's home directory, the new user's home directory. So we'll create a user. I'll say clear. First I'll clear the screen. We'll create a user add. This time I'll say Ramu. So there was already a folder called Ramu, so it says the file already exists. So now user is created. I say ls -a/home. So we'll see under /home whether the home directory of Ramu is created. So Ramu is created. So we'll see inside the Ramu folder whether the default configuration, the default configuration has come to the /home/Ramu directory. So these files were copied from /etc/skel directory. So now we have created a user, but the user will not be able to log in because there is no password created for him. I'll open a new tab. I'll say file, new tab, and if I try to log in as Ramu, so it's asking for a password, but we don't know the password, so we try enter. So we'll not be able to log in to the Ramu's account. However, you can see the root user can log in as a Ramu because he doesn't need to have a password to log into any other's account. The root user can directly log in to any account even without the password. I say exit. So I'll come back to root account. So how do I create password? I can say password Ramu. So I can enter a password. So okay, so we have entered the password. So now if I go to this shell or this terminal, I say su Ramu, I can say I can enter the password and log into Ramu's account. So Control D is exit, Control D again I'll do. So this shell will be closed, this tab will be closed. So this way we can change the password of any other user. Only root user can change the password of other users. So if Ramu tries to change the password of other user, he will not be able to change. We'll assume we'll take a new tab again. So now if Mac wants to change password for Ramu, he tries password Ramu, so he will not be able to change the password. Only root can specify a username. So if Mac has to change the password, he can change password only to himself with the password command without any name along with that. So I'll not change it right now. I'll say Control C to stop that operation. So now, when we create an account, we have a file called /etc/password. So we can see that I can see that file as a normal user. So normal user is Mac here. So I can say cat /etc password. You can see as a normal user can read that file. It says Ramu. Ramu is the file username and X is the password. Actually, it's not the password. It says the password is not stored in this password file. It's not stored in the /etc/password file. So this is the user ID and this is the group ID. So this is the home directory of Ramu. So you can see there's one more gap here. Here there should be a comment, but there is no comment here. The first field would be username. Next field would be password. This says X says that the password is not stored here. So this is the user ID 502 and 503 is the group ID. And this after that will be the comment, but there is no comment here. So you can add a comment later. Here we have /home/Ramu is the home directory of Ramu and /bin/bash is the default shell for Ramu account. So if we want to add a comment, we can do it with user mod -c. I can say I can give a comment here, simple comment, and say it's for Ramu. So it says permission denied. So Mac cannot change cannot add the comment. Only root user can do that. So we'll copy this and we'll paste it here. As a root user, if I say the same command, so it executes. Now if I say cat /etc/password, you can see hello Ramu is the comment here. So this way we can modify users account information. So where is the password stored? So it's stored in cat /etc shadow, but this will not be this cannot be viewed by Mac, so it gives an error, permission denied error. You can see it says permission denied. So Mac cannot see this file. So root user, if we go to root user, we can say the same command cat /etc/shadow. So this file contains the password. You can see the username and the password along with that. But the password is in the form of encrypted fashion. You cannot read the file, understand the file. So it's very difficult to understand. So this way the passwords are stored in /etc/shadow file. So it's in the form of username : encrypted password. Okay. So if you want to check for more options to change password for more than one person, or we'll see we have a we can see the man page of UserAdd. So this man page provides information about the UserAdd command. So you can use -d option, you can use -b option for base directory, -c for comments. -c we already used with the user mod command. So -d to define the home directory of the user. So we can say expiry date, you can give the expiry date. So a lot of JID groups. So we can give a lot of information. I'll press Q to exit out the man page. So if I want to, I'll create a new file here. Before that, I'll see what are the users we have here. So how many users are there? So we have Ramesh and Ramu and Mac. So if I want to change password to everyone, I'll create a file. Says password file .txt. You can give the extension, or you can also leave the extension. So I say insert colon I say Ramu So I'll save this file. So I can change everyone's password at one shot using this file. I've only entered 2 entries. So this way I can change the password of all the users using one file. So we created users. We'll see how to create groups. To add groups, we have to use a command called group add. We'll say group add. I'll say new group. So we created a group. So if we want to add users to this group, so what we have to do is user mod minus capital G. So I can say the group name here. I say Mac username. I'll say enter. So now if I say cat /etc/group, you can see Mac is a part of new group here. So now if I do one more, I create one more group, new group 2. So if I add Mac to new group 2, so you can see he will be removed from the group, new group, and he will be put to the group 2. So this way, if you type this command user mod -g new group 2, so the Mac will be removed from the new group and will be put to the new group 2. So but we want here Mac to be in both the groups, then we can say both the groups and add him to the both of the groups. So now it's say cat, you can see Mac is in both of the groups. This way you have to specify all the groups he need to be in. If you ignore even one group, then he will be removed from the group if he's already a member. So you have to add. So how to identify the groups of a user? So it's simple. You can say groups Mac. It will tell he is a part of a group called Mac. He's a member of a group called new group. He's a member of a group called new group 2. So this way we can check which group the user belongs to. So we'll do one more thing here. So we'll make one user as administrator of a group. So we'll make Mac as a administrator of a new group. We'll say g password -a administrator would be Mac for the group new group. So now the Mac will be the administrator, so he can add users to the new group I'll say Control D to exit as a root. Now I am Mac. So Mac is a administrator for the new group. So now I'll say G password minus A to add Ramu to the new group. So Mac is a administrator, so he can add Ramu to the new group. It says adding user Ramu to new group. You say Ramesh. He can also be added by. So now is Mac is doing this. So it's not root user doing, it's Mac is doing this. So because Mac is an administrator, you can see here Mac. So he is now able to add users to the group. So now if you say cat/hc group, you can see Ramu and Ramesh has been added to the new group by Mac. So it will not tell you who has added, but we saw that Mac was able to add users to the new group. Friends, in this video we have learnt about creating user and creating groups and adding users to the group. So if you want more information about any command, for example, we want to delete a user here, so we have to use user del. So we have to use a -R option to delete all the directories of a user along with the account. We say user del -R Ramu. So it says permission denied. So user del cannot be used by Mac. So this command should be used by super user, that's the root user. So I'll copy this command. I'll use it as a super user. So Ramu not owned by Ramu. So it's not been deleted, some file. So it's an old file which I had it earlier. So remove this. Okay. So now if we say ls-al/home, so it says Ramu is not available here. So you can create users, you can delete users, you can modify users, but you should do it as a root user. So this is very important. So I'll clear the window. Friends, we'll see more about file permissions in the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching this video.